Hello student, today we are going for the part 2 of the limits, feeds, tolerances and gauges. The topic which has been covered here will be the feeds and its type, whole basis system, shaft basis system, gauging and its classification. Now, first point, we'll start with the feeds. A feed may be defined as a degree of tightness or a looseness between the two mating parts. So I have shown here a shaft and a bearing, and this shaft is fixed inside that bearing very tightly. Like it is just like a one joint. So that is meaning of the tightness. You see the looseness here. Here the pulley is rotating or this shaft means it is free to rotate, which is called as a looseness. Even you can see from this diagram also, it is very easy to understand. It is a tightness it shows here. If you go for the other sketch, it shows the looseness. This is a general example I have given for the understanding only. Then as per the feed is concerned, there is a three type: clearance feed, transition feed and the interference feed. We'll go one by one. First one is the clearance feed. Student, in the clearance feed, the shaft diameter will be always smaller than the hole diameter, right? Second part is that this is the upper limit of the shaft and this is a lower limit. What it means, my friend, the upper limit of the shaft, upper limit of the shaft will be always smaller than the lower limit of the hole. That is the meaning of that. Now, as per the example is concerned here, in a running feed, suppose I have shown that this is a shaft here, right? And this shaft is rotated inside this bush. Here also I have shown the other example. Now here, this is a coupling and this is a shaft, and this shaft will try to rotate inside the bearing. So this is called as a running feed. So running feed is the example of clearance. Now slide feed, again, in this case, piston is moving inside the cylinder. So it is free to slide inside these two parts, okay? Piston inside the cylinder. So that is called as a slide feed. Then the loose feed, again I have shown that pulley. Yes, this pulley is free to rotate over this shaft, which is called as a loose feed. So in this way there are different examples. Then interference feed. In the interference feeds, what happened, my friend? The shaft is always slightly greater than the hole, right? So when we are going for in this case, you can see the upper limit of this hole and this is the lower limit of the shaft. What it means, the upper limit of the hole is always smaller than the lower limit of the shaft. So naturally, if such is the thing, the additional force is required. The example here, now this is the bearing bush and this is the housing. The OD of that bearing is slightly greater, and in that case more force is required. Means with the help of press machines we can feed that bearing inside the housing. That is called as a press feed there. Second, I have shown the shrink feed. Now what happens in the shrink feed? Here again you can see the example, that is a bearing and the shaft. So we are hitting any one of the component, and due to that reason it gets shrink and the part can easily assemble into the bearing. Yeah, in the transition feed. Now student, this is very important here. Again we have taken the hole and the shaft as an example. Now in this case, this is the largest size of the hole. This is the smallest size of the hole. This is again a largest size of the shaft, and this is the smallest size of the shaft. Now how I can define? It's very easy now. Now see, I have shown the arrow. Now what this arrow indicates is that the upper limit of this hole is always greater than the lower limit of the shaft. Okay, and lower limit of the hole, you can see here, the lower limit of the hole is always smaller than the largest size of the shaft. So in this case, the clearance or the interference feed can be achieved in the transition feed. If you see the examples of this, now I have shown this as a shaft, you can say, and over that there is a keyway. Here this is a hub, and inside that we have make the keyway, and this is a key. When we enter the whole key in the shaft, in that case means hub and the shaft, I can say, and both they are locked with the key. The best example even you can see here, gear is fitted on the shaft. How it is possible to fit it? You can see half of the key will be inside the shaft and half of the key is inside the gear. Means here the positive or a negative clearance may occur in the transition field. That is very important. Here also we can see the pulley. We can mount the pulley on the shaft with the help of the key. So such type of example is called as a transition feed. Now there are two basic system here, that is a hole basis and a shaft basis. If you want to go for the various to achieve the various feeds like a clearance or interference or a transition, in that case in the hole basis system generally what we can hole we keep a constant, and in the shaft basis the shaft will keep the constant. So to achieve the different type of feeds, so how it is possible, I will go in more detail now. Means hole basis and the shaft basis are the two system here. We'll go in the hole basis system. It's very simple. Here in the hole basis system, hole is a constant member. Means I'm keeping this hole as a constant, and we are varying the size of the shaft, right, to get a different type of feeds. Suppose I say the shaft one shows the clearance. See, is it possible here? Yes. Shaft is smaller than the hole, means naturally we will get a clearance. Second case, here I have shown the shaft 2, that is a transition feed, because there is a positive and a negative clearance here. Here there is a positive or the negative clearance. So naturally we get a transition feed. In the third shaft, it shows the interference feed. Why it is interference feed? Because the shaft is slightly greater than the hole. So in this way, the hole is a constant member and we are varying the size of the shaft to get the different type of feeds. So that is called as a hole basis system. Now in the hole basis system, some few points we will see here. Now lower deviation of the hole is 0. What it means? So this yellow line which I shown, that indicates the 0 line, right? That 0 line is always corresponds to the basic size. Means the lower limit of the, here you can see that this is the lower limit of the hole. So lower limit of the hole is lying on the basic size. Then that's why we can say that the lower limit of the hole is same, that is equal to the basic size in the hole basis system, and is only for the H type of hole. तो मैं इसके लिए बहुत डिटेल में आगे जाऊंगा जो मेरे नेक्स्ट लेक्चर्स में. What is this hole, H type, A type, B type, number of types are there. Okay. Now such type of hole basis systems are used in the industry. Why? It is very easy, my friend, to vary the size of the shaft, but to vary the size of the hole, it is a very difficult task. But hole can be made with the help of these drill bits. Okay, standard drill bits are available in the market, right? And as we know that only we'll make a one hole and we are varying the size of the shaft. On the lathe machine, we can easily vary the size of the shaft. And to measure the diameter of that shaft with any vernier or even with the snap gauge, it is very easy. But to measure the internal diameter of the hole, it is little bit difficult task, or it is a time consuming process. So that's why we are saying that in the hole basis system, mostly it gives a preference in the manufacturing, right? Because it is more convenient for the manufacturer. So as we are, standard size plug gauge is used to check the hole. Yes, only with the help of, suppose the drill size is 10, 12, 14, 16. So according to that gauge are available and we can easily check the hole size of that. Now shaft basis system. When we are talking shaft basis means we are keeping the shaft as a constant member and we are varying the size of the hole. Now how it is possible? See, H1 hole shows the clearance feed. Are you agree with me? See, this is the shaft and hole is greater than the shaft. So naturally the clearance will occur. Second one is the transition feed, means this one. Now in this case again there is a positive or a negative clearance, means naturally the transition feed can be achieved. And the third one is the interference feed. How we are getting the interference feed? You can see In this case, hole is smaller than the shaft. So naturally, the interference fit can be achieved. So we are saying that in the hole basis system, hole is a constant member, and we are varying the size of the shaft to get the different fits there. That is a clearance, transition, and the interference fit. Now here also in the hole basis system, you can see the upper division of the shaft is 0. How I can say? I have shown the yellow line. This yellow line is again we can say the 0 line, which corresponds to the basic size, right? Now the upper limit of this shaft, you can see this is the upper limit of the shaft. The upper limit of the shaft is same that of the basic size, and that will be occur only in the H type of hole. Again repeat कर रहा हूँ, ये जो भी हम H type की बात कर रहे हैं, will again in the next coming lectures I will discuss on this. Now this system is not prepared in the industry, because if you want to increase the size of the hole, so we need a different tools. We need a drill, we need a reamer, we need a broaches, we need a gauges. So naturally the manufacturing cost goes on increasing, right? And that's why we are not giving the preference to the shaft basis system in the industry. So this is the reamer, actually this is a broach, huh? Now here there is just I shown the comparison. So it's whatever the points I discussed, the same point here it is given. So lower division of the hole is 0. Yes, I already discussed. Upper division of the shaft is 0. This is also I discussed. In the hole basis, hole is a constant member, and in shaft basis, shaft is a constant member. Yeah, it is prepared in mass production. जैसा मैंने बताया कि industry में हम hole basis system use करते हैं. So it means that it is more convenient and easy to produce or vary the size of the shaft. And here in the shaft it is not comfortable, because we have seen that when we are varying the size of the hole, naturally the reamers and even the drill bits or broaches we have to use, and the cost goes on increasing. Then here again I repeat, it is easy to manufacture, it is difficult to manufacture. Okay, now gauging of the shaft, हम vary किसको कर रहे हैं? In hole basis system, shaft को vary करेंगे. So naturally we are measuring the shaft very easily as it is outer diameter with the help of a micrometer or a vernier or a gauges like which having the go and no go end, we can easily measure. As we are making here, we are increasing the size of the hole, right? In the shaft basis we are increasing the size of the hole. So naturally to measure the internal diameter, so it is very or somewhat difficult task, I can say. ऐसा नहीं होता है कि measure नहीं कर सकते, but it is somewhat time consuming and it is little bit difficult there. Yeah, now we are going for the gauges. Student, these are the different gauges I am showing. Yeah, now this is called as a plug gauge. This is actually the thread plug gauge. This is a snap gauge. This is a single-ended plug gauge. This is also single-ended plug gauge. Now, when I'm talking about the gauges here, not a single gauge having a scale. Then what? How we can measure? Now see here. Gauges are the scaleless inspection tool which is used to check the dimension of the part. Means without a scale we can check. But means what it indicates? They do not determine the actual size or a dimension of the part, but it is used to check whether the inspected part is within a specified limit or not. What it means? Student, as we know that if you want to check the hole, right, there is a go end and a no go end. You can see here. This is a go end and this is no go end. Suppose I enter the go end into the hole. It should enter into the hole. And if the no go does not enter, then I can say that that part has been accepted. Means in the gauges we are not getting the actual value of that component, but we can say that yes, this part is lying within a limit, and that's why we are giving the answer in acceptance or a rejection. That is the meaning of the gauges. Now in the gauges here I show the number of gauges, my friend. Here the double-ended plug gauge, single-ended, snap gauge, right? All these are the snap gauge. This is a thickness gauge, pin gauge, ring gauge, thickness gauge. So number of gauges are there. Now classification. Now gauges are actually classified into 4 groups. We'll see one by one. First is according to the type. According to type means first part of that will be a standard gauge, second is the limit gauge. Standard gauge means what? Means I will show the example. Now this is a plate and in the plate there are holes and I want to check the size of the hole. So when we are manufacturing that gauge, it is an exact copy of that hole. Means it is a replica of that hole, I can say. Okay, and that is called as a standard gauge. Right? Now limit gauge, when you are talking, my friend, uh, in this case, what we are doing, we are taking the gauge here. Now this is a double-ended plug gauge. Here there is a go end and this is a no go end. Means ultimately limit gauge having the two limits, right? Or when we are manufacturing the component, we are giving the tolerance. Means there is a higher limit and the lower limit. So for such cases, we are using the limit gauges. Then according to the surface to be tested. Now there are again a plug gauge here. Plug gauge, when you are talking, plug gauge is used to measure the ID of the hole. Okay, here I shown the gauge which having a go end and other one is the no go end. Always keep in mind that go end generally having as per the length is concerned, this is always greater than the no go end. तो अगर हमने लिखा भी नहीं है, still we can come to know that yes, this is a go end and this is a no go. And here, my friend, this is a component, right? Now what will happen? The go end should enter into the hole, right? But we can't give the decision instantly. Yes, it is acceptable. No, not like that. We enter the go end into the hole now, and then what we are done? Again, no go end we are trying to enter it, right? So no go अंदर नहीं जाना चाहिए, go जाना चाहिए, no go नहीं जाना चाहिए. If such condition has been achieved, then we can say that that component is within a limit. So such type of plug gauges are used there. Again, I will show you the snap gauge. Now this is a snap gauge here, my friend. Here also I shown that there is a go end. If we are checking the thickness here, especially we are entering the component, right? And when you are entering, it should into the go end, it should enter. Okay, it's fine. But the no go end should not enter, right? So no go में वो नहीं जाना चाहिए. If such conditions has been satisfied, then only we can say that the component is acceptable or within a limit. Then the third one is the thread plug gauge. Yeah, there is also go and no go end there. In the thread plug gauge, if you want to check the threading of the internal, means generally in the nut there are internal threads, right? And here again the go end we are entering. अगर वो जाता है and no go should not enter, okay, we are rotating it there. अगर वो नहीं जाता है, then we can say that yeah, that nut has to be accepted. Then there is a ring gauge. So ring gauge specially used for the measuring the outer diameter of the any hole. So here, if you see, my friend, this is the ring gauge and this is a component, and we are measuring the outer diameter right now with the help of, we are measuring the outer diameter of this component with the help of the ring gauge. Then third point is the according to that design. Now according to the design means here, it's very simple. I written the single and double ended. So here, can you see this is a single ended? Means single ended means only the go end is there and on the other handle there is a no go. So that such type of gauges is called as a single ended. And if I go for the double ended means here on the handle, this is a handle. Here this is a go end and this is the no go end. So एक side में go और other side there is a no go. That is called as a double ended, my friend. Then fix, even I can show you the double ended snap gauge also. This is a double ended snap gauge right now. So this is a go end and this is a no go end. Okay. Now fixed gauge. Fixed means, see, this diameter is fixed. We can't vary it. Here also the diameter of that gauge is fixed. Here also the gap is fixed. Okay, but what about the adjustable gauge? You can see here. In the adjustable gauge, in this case, I will go for the next slide, which is more details. It is very, and third is a progressive. I will show you here now, this one. Now, my friend, what is the adjustable? This is actually the adjustable snap gauge. These are the anvils, right? This is for the go end and this is for the no go end. Now, my friend, here, if I want to set, adjustable means we can vary that. Suppose the range is 32 to the 38 in this case. तो आप अगर आपको शाफ्ट का डायमीटर अगर मेजर करना है रेंज 32 से लेके 38, तो आप इसका इस्तेमाल इस कर सकते हैं। लेकिन फिक्स गेज में वैसा नहीं होता है। फिक्स गेज में जो डिजाइन किया जिस वैल्यू के लिए या जिस कंपोनेंट के लिए, उसके लिए ही यूज होता है। हियर हाउ इट इज पॉसिबल, यू कैन सेट दिस एनविल, ये गैप आप सेट कर सकते हो। कैसा है ये देखो, ये हमने सपोज स्लिप गेज लिया, राइट, एंड ये जो दिख रही है ये हमारे पास स्क्रू है। सो वी कैन अनलॉक इट एंड we can enter the, this is the slip gauge, you can enter here, okay, you can see here, okay, and at the back end this one again there is a adjustable screw. So with the help of screwdriver, this anvil can be moved forward, means this anvil can be moved forward and backward direction. So this gap can be set with the help of slip gauge, and such type of gauges is called as an adjustable type of snap gauge. Then progressive, जैसे मैंने बताया progressive means both the ends, this is a go end and a no go end on the one side, okay. आपने डबल एंडेड में देखोगा एक एंड पे था मिस और एक दूसरे एंड पे था, लेकिन यहाँ ऐसा नहीं है, both go and no go are on the one side of it. So such type of gauges is called as a progressive. This is a progressive plug gauge, huh? There is a progressive type of snap gauge also here, right? Then there is a last point, that is according to the purpose. Means what, there are three: workshop, inspection and a reference. In workshop, what it means, when you are manufacturing the component, at that time we are checking it. So such type of gauges which has been used is called as a workshop gauges. Now inspection gauges, now whenever we are producing the component, we directly don't send to the customer. Before sending to the customer, again we are inspecting it, means final inspection has been taken place with the in the inspection room. So such type of gauges which has been used in that, we can say it is called as a inspection gauges. Now reference gauges, yes, this is very important again to check the dimension of the gauge, huh? So because when we are using this workshop gauge or inspection gauge, naturally what happens, my friend, here the wear and tear will be taken place there, and that has to be checked. So that is called as a reference gauges. So thank you, my friend.